Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's poppin' with this one? So check this out. I ain't got no kids, right? But it don't take no damn math whiz to understand that no matter what a kid does, no matter what they did, you don't try to address another person's kid. You don't discipline another person's kid. And you damn sure can't tell somebody else how to deal with or discipline their kid, right? Now, a few things can be true at a time. We also know that kids, they do some wild stuff. Sometimes they do things they ain't got no business. And what that does, that leaves the door open for them to cause conflict between their parent and other adults who they might have disrespected. You know, kids can go a little bit too far sometimes, whether it's by accident or on purpose. And I always felt the one exception to everything I just said is when another adult is affected by the actions of the kid. Because only then do I feel like, listen, they have the right to say, you know, your kid really disrespected the hell out of me. They violated, they crossed the line. You need to do something about that. That's as far as it would go. But then what if the other parent isn't around? It's like, what do you do? Like, for example, this situation, right? Imagine being a single father. You go to check on your daughter and you find her in her bedroom with the neighbor's kid, who obviously is a boy from the pictures if you ain't figured it out yet, right? So the kid, he's not like brand new to the house or anything, you know. Obviously, he is the daughter's boyfriend or the friend that is a boy, right? He done been there before, and according to the pops, he said he understand the rules. You can come over here and chill with her, but the one place y'all do not go is in that damn bedroom, especially when ain't nobody else around. We ain't raising no hoes and no thoughts up in here. You understand me? Cardi B, Megan, and Lotto do not live here. Huh? So when he sees this, what he does is he doesn't beat the kid up. He doesn't go like super freaking crazy on the kid. From the way he said it was, what he basically did was he gently grabs the kid, softly grabs him, you know, by his clothes or whatever, and gently escorts him out the door. He didn't pull a Uncle Phil and Jazzy Jeff and just toss him out on his ass. No, he escorted the kid, you know, rather respectfully, you know, sent him home to his mama. Now, here's the part when the other parent comes in, right? The kid, he goes and he gets his mom's, right? Which they look like they was like mixed or something like that. So when you got a black mother specifically, no offense to anybody any other ethnicity, but it's a black thing when I say this. When you got a black mama, right, wrong, or indifferent, listen, it don't matter what the kid did, it don't matter what the baby did, she gonna have her baby back. You understand? She gonna stick up for him, right? They come back over there, and the first thing she says to him is, "Did you put your hands on my son?" He says, "I caught him in the bedroom with my daughter." She says, "It don't give you the right to, put your hands on my son." And he goes on to say he knows the rules over here, right? Like he's not new over here. I've been set the ground rules. You're not to go in that room with her when ain't nobody around, ain't nobody paying attention. He knows better is what he's saying. She says, yes, and he does know the rules because I told him the same thing. But still, all in all, you don't put your hands on my child. And she says, and I wouldn't touch your child, right? She said, you could have spoke to him. And she also said, she went here with it. She said, I could press charges. I'm not sure if she actually could or not. Maybe she could. I don't know. He said, I didn't hit him. I just, I put him out, basically, is what he's saying, right? And the video ends while she, like, got her hand in his face and she's starting to go in on him. How the video ends is when he basically says to her, where was you at? Huh? So you got the two teenagers, and then you got the moms and then you got the father, right? Who's wrong? Who's right? Or could a few things be true at the same time? Now, he said the kid knows, the boy knows the rules, not to be up in there with her by themselves. So if he knows that, then obviously the daughter definitely knows it's her father who set the rules. It's her house. So I feel like she should hold some accountability to that. I would definitely get in her ass a little bit after that. You understand? But him being the boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, but matter of fact, I feel like they should both take equal blame. I can't even point either one of them out. You know, they're teenagers. Teenagers do some wild stuff. You understand? That's what teenagers do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they got to go upside their head and got to check them or whatever. I'm so glad I ain't got no teenage son or daughter, fan. I ain't gonna hold you. I feel for y'all. But and then you got the moms, right? She only looking at it from one way. It's like she ain't really caring about what he's saying, you know, because she's not the father in the situation. She didn't have to open his, you know, the daughter's door. She didn't put herself in the father's shoes where he opened the door. And it's like, wow, you know, that's like the ultimate slap in the face right there. You set ground rules and you allowed him as the friend of the daughter to still come over here when most people would say, nah, you too young to even have a boy up over here. Most parents would say something like that. You know, and he fully took advantage of that, him and the daughter. You know what I'm saying? But the mother's she's not really caring about that. All she's focused on is the fact that he supposedly put hands on the kid. You know what I mean? Now, this is a grown man and he's a younger kid. Maybe it shook him up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it made him upset. Like he could have went home sniffling. He put his hands on, you know, he could have pulled one of them or whatever. That's a big, tall boy. If you ain't looking at the picture, he could play basketball or something. But at the end of the day, you know, as far as who's right and who's wrong, let's talk about what could have happened, right? There are some people who would have overreacted completely, and they would have, if she didn't like him, like escorting this kid to the door and putting him out, she certainly wouldn't have liked some people out there who probably would have took matters into their own hands and they would have went the extreme route. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. They would have took their own belt off and beat him for all the times she didn't do it. And I'm not saying beat your kids and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to go beside their head. You know, that's what some parents say anyway, because I'm not a parent. But there's some badass kids out here. You know what I mean? Some of them be knowing exactly what they be doing. You know, it's like if you give them freedom and then you give them rules and they don't follow the rules, you know, it's just like a slap in the face. They're old enough to understand what they're doing. You understand? But then you got the mother who's like, yo, I could have you locked up. So it's like, is the mother wrong for sticking up for her son? I don't think she's wrong for sticking up for her son. But it's like she wasn't even trying to hear what the father was trying to say. She talking about he put hands on her son. She had like she wanted to put hands on the father. She was getting aggressive with him. You know, hands off in his face. And I give props to the father because he was keeping his cool, man. He was keeping his cool. He didn't get loud. He didn't buck up on her or nothing. He stayed in the door. You know, he still kept it respectful. You know what I mean? So it seemed like he really does have some type of patience in him because I know some fathers who would have got dead in that boy ass and they would have asked questions later. Go get your mama. Go whoever you want to get. You know what I mean? It be like that sometimes. So it seemed like the father really handled it the best of his abilities. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Another one of them situations where it's a matter of opinion, you know? But I definitely do feel like the boy and the daughter should both be held responsible equally. They're young, but they're old enough to understand. Y'all wanted the freedom to be chilling and hanging out. Okay, one condition: y'all just don't go in that room, and y'all still did exactly that. Don't get more disrespectful than that. You know what I mean? But y'all leave y'all comments, man. Realest one, I'm out.